Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are we all doing this morning? We got Trevor, Big Play J, Supreme John, Fabrice, Rigo. Good to see you. Kyle, Lee, Jay, Chris, Alexis, Kevin, Greg, Alan, Arizona, Michael Rogers, Andy, Denise, or Dennis, rather, Carlos, Megan Maines, Rhonda, Soul, Jan. We got a full house. We got Laura, Devin. Welcome, 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 everybody. And good morning to you all. There he is, the main man, Mr. Bob Sadai.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you doing, Mr. Johnson?
Better now. How are you?
Phenomenal. Thank you for asking. Um, just got done putting another property under contract. We already have buyers for it. It's a good day. It's a good day. It's only 8:30 here our time. Where are you at right now?
Right now, I'm in Buenos Aires, Argentina. It is
Ooh,
12:34 for me.
12:34. So you're 4 hours ahead. Got it.
Yep. I was actually just
How's the
thinking
weather
about
looking
that.
like? Yeah.
Last night it was kind of gross. It was raining. Um, Still kind of muggy out, but happy to be here.
Sweet. Mr. Pena is in the house too. It was so nice seeing him at that conference last week. It's always good to see Dante. How is everybody else doing? Jonathan, haven't talked to you in a while. Mr. Trevor, John Bonilla, haven't talked to you guys in a while. And Pansy, Michael, the whole gang is here. Nice. So, what do we have going on today? What are you guys doing today? Who's putting a property under contract? More importantly, who's gathering more buyers to add to their buyers list? 5 a day keeps the doctor away. 5 buyers a day keeps the lenders, the mortgages, the credit card bills all away. Just remember that. 5 what a day? 5 buyers. 5 buyers. You need to be adding buyers to your list constantly, every single day. I don't care if you have 100, I don't care if you have 1,000, I don't care if you have 2. Doesn't matter. The market changes, buyers change, buyers' attitude changes, their buy boxes change, everything changes. So you need to be constantly in communication with your good, solid buyers all the time. Hey, what's going on? What are you looking for? All of that. And then you need to also be adding new buyers to your list every single day, whatever market you're in. If you're in more than one market, you add more. Okay? But think about it. 5 buyers a day, if you do it 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, that's 25 a week. It's about 100 new buyers a month that you're adding. How do I find my buyers? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Or is it just Adrian? Okay. How do I find my buyers? Several different ways. I use Privy, I use Investor Lift, I use Google. So different ways. You can go to PropStream, Batch Leads. They all have different ways.
One thing that I do whenever I'm looking for cash buyers on wholesale deals is I will pretend for a second that I actually am the seller. And so I will type in on Google, like, sell my house fast, cash, Houston, Texas.
That's how
And I
you
will
find
like,
Google buyers. Yep.
exactly, yeah.
Yep. Exactly right. That's the way to do it. Those are the keywords that you need to look up, right? In each market. and they're the same. And you find all the We Buy Houses people, right? And that's how you find them.
Good morning, Bob.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. I'm good. I just want to touch up on what you're saying. Are you saying 5 conversations or add 5 buyers like that you're gonna help look for properties?
So when you have conversations with buyers, what are you doing? Are you
Trying to
just
see what they're
chit-chatting
buying.
about the weather? There you go. You're asking about what their buy box is, right?
Yeah.
So how we structure the calls is we tell them who we are, okay, and what we do, and that this is our market, and we're focusing more and more on marketing and gathering more properties, okay, that we want to wholesale. So we just want to make sure that we send the right properties to the right buyers. Okay, we don't want to waste their time. We don't want to waste our time. Okay, so if you don't mind, can I ask you a few questions to find out what exactly it is, what type of properties it is that you're buying, so that I make sure I send you the right properties.
Okay.
And then you go into your questions. And if they tell you, send me everything, I'll take a look at anything and everything, they're not buyers. Okay.
Really?
They're wholesalers. More than likely, they're either wholesalers, they're newbies, okay? They just want practice. You just have to dig in. Oh, okay, great. So if I send you, and then I sometimes throw in some really ridiculous things in there. So if I send you like a 200 unit complex, or if I send you a restaurant, or if I send you that, you're okay with buying that, right? And if they say yes, I call bullshit.
Okay. I see.
Okay.
5 a day. I appreciate it.
Yep, you got it. MLS is a great day. Bye, baby. MLS is a great place. Also, you can also find buyers on realtor.com, Zillow, all those places. You just go and find the latest solds. Okay. Look who the agents are and contact them. Those agents are really good people to have as buyer agents. Okay. So that's another way. Yeah. Wholesalers do that a lot. Hey, John, how's it going, man? Long time no talk.
Yeah, hey, good, Bob. Good to see you back. I was
Thank
going to
you.
add real quick. Well, I have a question, but I was going to add something real quick about buyers. When I remember when I was looking for buyers, like I think what did InvestorLift say? I think they said, I gotta look at the stats again. It was something like 25% of the buyers are buying 95% of properties, something like that, or 90%. So it's a big.
Yeah, that's the Pareto's law, anyways, right?
Right, right. Yeah, so not all buyers are created equal. What I was doing when I was looking for buyers,
Exactly.
I was looking at, okay, who's buying the most? And then not only that, but I also had a spreadsheet that showed me what month, like I laid out for a year, like how many were they buying per year? So seeing if they were buying evenly, right? Or if they just bought, say, a whole bunch at the beginning of the year and maybe they're working on that. So they're not actively buying. So basically who's actively buying? And even better, look and see if they're buying off of the MLS, because that's also going to tell you, well, whoever's buying the most is aggressively buying. So they're probably paying more than the others, right, to win the deals. And if they're buying a good amount from the MLS, they're also paying a lot of money as well. You can tell they're paying top dollar. Yeah,
Those
just
are some pro tips that John is giving you guys. So listen up to what he's saying. Those are all accurate, okay? And we use them as well often. The biggest buyers, normally the ones that buy the most in general, are your hedge funds and your iBuyers, right? But you set those aside. I mean, if you can get in with them, great. If you have connections with their agents or somebody in there, fantastic. Okay. The other thing with hedge fund buyers is that they don't buy, they're very finicky. Okay. They don't buy anything and everything. They have specific buy boxes, but when they do buy, ooh, you make good money on them. Sorry, John, go on.
I was going to say, and if it's really good if you're focusing in one area to get to know, some buyers. Say if you're wholesaling houses, some flippers want to stay in a certain area and they'll overpay. They'll pay more than other people just because they want to stay in that neighborhood. They're more comfortable with it. For instance, I contacted this builder. I looked at who was buying vacant lots and teardowns in an area. I found one that was paying 29%. Everybody else is paying like 20 to 24%, just because he likes that area. He's more confident in what he can sell it for.
Exactly.
Not every buyer is created equal. Not every buyer is equal, basically.
Not at all. Not at all. That's a great point. And there are different types of buyers, as John was saying. Whether it's your cash buyers or your landlord buyers, there are different types of buyers. Some, for example, so they're cash buyers. They're cash buyers who are just wanting to buy cash. Okay, fix and flip it. Okay, that's their strategy. Other cash buyers could be for short-term rentals. Okay, or it could be that their percentages are different. Okay, so you got to find out just what John was just talking about right now. So you got to find those out. In the landlord side, buy and hold type of buyers, several different types of buyers there. Okay, you got people who buy based on cash. You got people who buy based on return on investment as a dollar or return on investment as a percentage. You got landlord buyers buying on the 1% rule or 70% all in. So you got all different types of buyers that you got to check. Okay, and you want all of them, because when you have all of those, you create more different exit strategies for yourself. Okay, when you come across something that might not make sense for your typical fix and flipper, hey, it might make sense for a landlord buyer who's buying at the 1% rule, for example. Okay, even if the numbers don't make sense in otherwise, if it makes sense as the 1% rule, you present it to them. So you create more opportunities for yourself that way. I hope that helps. Pansy. So you would then just ask them if they're actually a wholesaler? Absolutely. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, that's actually part of our questionnaire. When we ask people, their questions about their buy boxes, okay? We separate them between fix and flippers, landlord buyers, and wholesalers, okay? And then we have specific questions for each one of them. So if I have a feeling that they're wholesalers, I'll just flat out say, hey, it seems like you might be a wholesaler yourself. Would you be open to working together on deals? There's nothing wrong with working with other wholesalers. Collaboration over competition. Seems like everyone's doing dispo, not enough acquisitions. That's not what I see, Dante. I see everybody in the acquisition side, not too many on the dispo side. But I guess that's where our focuses are. You focus on acquisition, so you see dispo more, and I'm focused more now on dispo, so I see acquisitions more.
I was going to ask, what are some alternatives, or what's an alternative to getting an assignment besides a double close? I'm working with the seller. He doesn't want to work with me, I guess, at this point, because he doesn't want someone flipping his land, quote unquote. And so I thought about double closing it. It's only going to be about a 10 to 15,000 spread, and I'm disloing it. So there's another person involved. What's an alternative?
Find a solid buyer who can close for you. You're still going to end up paying, it sounds like, the double the closing costs. Why is this seller against you flipping it? What difference does it make to him what you do with the property once he sold it?
I think I think that he's the type that kind of like doesn't want anybody making any money off of him. Because when we discussed over the phone, he was a real stickler about, I want to see the terms. And, I sent him over the agreement. It's pretty basic. And it's like, I let him know, I was like, okay, you can amend the terms however you like. It's very flexible. And then in one of the emails, he's like, he told me he's selling one of his other properties for sale by owner. And so I think he's just like that type of, doesn't want anybody making any money off of him. That's what he comes across as.
Mm-hmm. So we normally don't deal with the. Okay, before I say that,
Sure.
do you have him pegged as a driver personality or an analytical personality?
I would say more of a driver.
Okay. And the reason I asked that is because you mentioned that he just wanted to see the terms. Most of the times, analytical people want to see the terms, and drivers don't care so long as they get their number. So if this guy is a driver and he's asking for terms, okay, I would push on the terms a little bit. Okay, is everything okay? Is everything to your satisfaction? What else can I do as far as terms are concerned? Okay, try to go that route and try to overcome his objection that way. And ultimately, you're going to have to decide, John. And I would ask him this question as well. I would ask him, "Hey, do you think I've provided enough value to you?" Yes. Okay, great. So, do you think I deserve to make a profit on this? I do? Okay, great. So this is how I make my living. This is how I bring food to the table for my family. Okay? And if you don't allow me to do this, I won't be able to do that. And then unfortunately, I won't be able to provide the value that I can for you. What's more important to you, Mr. Seller? You getting your number and selling the property and allowing me to make a little bit of a profit, or just not selling it to me? Either way is fine with me. You decide.
That's a good point. Okay. I'll go over that with them. Yeah, I'll go over that with him in more detail. I asked him what he would like amended, but yeah, that's a good point. But this was that was in an email where I asked him, what would you like amended? Because in an email, after he saw the agreement, he's like, what did he say? You want the right to assign. We both know all you really want to do is shop the contract with no money of your own. Oh yeah, no money of your own involved. And apparently I did a poor job of communicating to you that I don't do business with Clippers. So that was his email. All right, I'll have a conversation.
I would, yeah. Me personally, I think Dante's the same. I think John is the same. I know Dan is. I'd rather pick up the phone and have that conversation with him, because you can hide behind words. Okay,
Right.
When you're sending a text or an email, you can hide behind words. But when you're talking to an actual person, now it's more real. To me, at least, it is. So I can guide the conversation better. I can negotiate better when I'm on the phone compared to an email or a text blast. But that's just me. I don't know.
Yeah,
What
that's
are
a
you?
good point. I'll get on the phone
Yeah.
with them. I
Yeah.
think it is always better to get on the phone, get some more context, and just have that conversation. Because you're right, it is different than just sending over some words to actually have that discussion.
Yeah, absolutely. And if he says no, this is it. Okay, next. Pipeline. I always go back to pipeline. The bigger your pipeline, the less you worry about losing these types of sellers. Okay, who cares? Next.
Right.
I got so many deals and leads to worry about that if I lose 1 or 10, who cares? I still got 100 left. That's the power of pipeline.
Yeah, this is the first time, and this is actually the buyer that I was discussing that's paying the most. So this is the first time that I'd be dealing with him, and he's already walked a lot. So it's like, he's already kind of invested his time in it. So I just don't want this to go away. I thought of just saying, you know what, you just deal with it. But I was like, okay, well, I already spent the time. So if I give it to him, then I should be able to be paid for my time.
Absolutely. Absolutely, you should.
But if that were the case, if that's that's a last resort. How can I structure that? I mean, since I'm not a broker, can I just still ask for a payment, like a referral fee, or how would that work?
Take care, Dante. Thanks for joining us, brother. Okay, so why don't you put it under an option contract then? If you want to do that to get paid, okay? Just say, hey, you know what? If this is how you want to work, how about if I put this property under an option contract, because I probably am not the right buyer for you, but I do have a large network of other colleagues who may be interested in this, and I'd be more than happy to, send this deal to them, and you don't have to worry about paying me. They will take care of me. Okay, and it's non-exclusive. Okay, if you want to be, or you can be exclusive. Most of the times, these types of the people, they want non-exclusive so that they can continue marketing it themselves. But that's another
Oh.
option that you have.
Okay, so there's really no way that I can go
I mean,
to the builder and just pass it off to him and ask him for a referral fee.
I'm sorry, repeat that one more time.
If I were to pass it off to the builder and ask him for a referral fee if he closes on it.
Okay, so
So instead of
he can
getting
say
an
yes,
assignment-
but you need. I'm sorry. Yeah, I know. But so you're either going to have that on paper or trust. Okay, and with these types of people, I don't trust. Okay, so I want it to be on paper. So you got to put up something. You can definitely ask him that, okay, and say, hey, I've got a builder who's probably going to be interested in this, and I'd be more than happy to introduce him to you. Would you be okay if I made a little bit of money as a referral?
I mean, asking the builder for a referral fee, not asking the seller.
Fantastic. Go talk to the builder and say, hey, let's put an agreement together. Okay, you can pay me as a marketing fee or whatever. Okay, and I'll go find you deals. I already have one. Would you be interested in it?
Okay, marketing fee there. Okay, that's.
Yeah,
I guess
it's
that's
called
what I'll use.
consulting fee, marketing fee, whatever you want. Most of them like
Okay.
marketing fee.
Okay, yeah, I was just unsure about that. That sounds good because I know, without being a broker, there's certain things you can't do. But if you just call it something different, say marketing fee, it's not necessarily. I get around that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, easy
So
enough.
long as the builder is okay with it and is okay to put it on paper, you want to protect yourself.
Right. Yeah. All right, I'll try that. I'll see where that goes. Well, I'll try to get on the phone with the seller first, see what he says, and if
Yep.
that doesn't work, then I'll try the consulting fee, marketing fee.
Cool.
All right, Bob.
Excellent.
Appreciate it. Thanks for your time.
You got it. Mr. Fazio, good morning, brother.
How we doing, Bob? How we doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's an interesting morning.
Yeah?
Interesting morning. Yeah. I came. It's funny. Like, I had a customer yesterday that kind of hit me the wrong way last night, and I came into the voice channel late last night for anybody who was in there, and I was cooking. I was cooking, Bob. I was heated. I came in there like a missile. I went off. I was going off for a minute about people and just, people in general and expecting things and just how unbelievable some people are. But this morning I woke up to a text message of that same individual who had kicked off the platform yesterday, apologizing to me, asking me to be let back in. And I think the whole thing is like, it just goes back to what I said just like the other week, right? It's just like you not letting people get to your personal state of mind, right? Because there's always going to be those people. There's always going to be those people that try to, press you or or try to disturb your peace. You can't let it happen, right? Like
They're like flies. You got to squat them.
right. I know.
You got to shoo them away. Absolutely.
So
Well, I'm sorry that happened. And I'm sure you let him have it.
I did. He did get it. He did get it last night. He definitely got the worst side of me last night, and then he definitely deserved it for kind of like how he treated one of my employees, and and if anybody knows my guy who works for me, one of my guys who works for me, Jay, he's like the most gentle people in the whole world.
I know Jay.
Yeah, so
good guy.
He's a good guy. He's not aggressive at all. He doesn't want to try to upset anybody. He'll do anything you ask him to do pretty much. And this guy was not very nice to him. and it upset me. You know what I mean? And because I've always been that guy that has been in defense of my employees, even in the restaurant business. I was very
As it should be. Yep.
I always would come to the defense of my employees unless I had irrevocable evidence that they messed up. Then they would get it, right? Like they would definitely get it. But the thing is like people on my team ride for me even through the hardest times because they know that I'll ride for them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's more important. So it's like even if they knew that they made a mistake, like they knew what was coming. They knew if they made a mistake, they knew how it was going to be handled. But they didn't let him get to him too hard because they knew deep down, they're like, deep down, I know that like if I make a mistake or something like that, or like something happens, right? Like Dan's got my back. Like they knew that, and I've always been that type of leader. I've always been that type of owner.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what got to me last night. But I definitely have to be, more, careful of how much I give my energy out on those things. It's just, because those things are going to happen more and more, obviously. But yeah, I mean, it this morning though made me feel better about the situation because he came to the table asking for forgiveness, which made me feel like okay. Because I remember like I got off like late last night and I was like, man, should I have handled that differently? Should I have not, you know, um, said the things that I said to that guy? Should I have tried to reason with him or whatever? Or what I mean? Like you start thinking about all these things, and then it was like this morning, like made me realize, like, oh no, wait, like he was the one that was in the wrong here. Like it was justified for you to be upset. Still can't allow myself to get that upset over those situations, but it was justified, I think, in the way that it was handled.
Cool. Well, I'm glad
Happens in
that it's handled.
wholesaling too. Happens in wholesaling too. So just
Happens
people
everywhere.
happens everywhere. Like don't let buyers press your piece.
Yep.
That's my advice
Exactly.
for all that. You know what I mean? Like, if someone you feel like is testing your patience and your peace and that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? Unless it's like you're making a whole lot of money off of it, best just to let it probably not fight so hard for it because your health and your peace and your mindset is way more important than just one deal because there's always another deal. There's always another customer and there's always another deal. There's always another buyer and there's always another seller.
Yep. Absolutely. Hey, I'm afraid I have a 9 o'clock appointment, so I gotta jump off. Always great seeing you guys and being here. Hope it was valuable. I'll see you guys next time. Take care, everyone.
I didn't even get to
Thank you,
spend
Bob.
5 minutes talking.
I know, but we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk.
That's all. That's all.
Yep.
See you on Monday, Bob. Peace.
All right. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's open it up. If anybody's got some questions before we wrap it up today and hit the phones, what's going on?
What's up, y'all?
Good morning. Good morning.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
How you doing, Chris?
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, I just wanted to ask, how long is it until you shoot an offer? Like, how long is it in in the conversation with the seller? Is it do you shoot your offer? Do you wait like 48 hours, 24 hours, or if you know what it is, if you know where your number's at, do you pitch it right there and then, or?
I think it
So,
depends on how you get the lead. If it's a
mhm.
PPC lead or PPL lead, somebody that's an inbound lead, somebody that's raising their hand, searching for you um, to purchase their property, the conversation is different because you already understand their motivation, their intent. They're already kind of pre-qualified. But in my opinion, the first call, if it's a cold call or a text message and somebody responds, you want to further pre-qualify these people and go through the discovery phase, understand their situation, like we were talking about yesterday, and then from there, you don't want to make the offer on the first call. The first call is more for building rapport. You can kind of skip that rapport building on the PPL, PPC leads because they're reaching out to you. You're already the professional. You're already somebody they're looking for, right? You kind of have to establish yourself as the professional and the expert in that area. And so what I'm doing now is, I have my callers call and they'll tell me, hey, this person has raised their hand. From there, I'll get on the phone and I'll have the pre-qualification conversation with them, go through the discovery phase, and I'll tell them, look, I'll take a look in the area and I'll get back to them with my offer. Sometimes I get back on the phone with them if the property needs some work. For an example, I'm working on this deal in Georgia, and this lady has a property that's currently listed, but she didn't want it listed. This is the second seller I've dealt with the same situation, and I reached. So I put the address in the prop stream, and I saw, what active fix and flippers were buying for in that area, and I saw it was about 180. That was what they were paying, 180 to 185, and I know that if I can get it below that price point, I can reach out to these people that have a track record of buying in that area and see, if they'd be interested in buying it. So I know that I got to send somebody out there. So what I'm going to do is I've already reached out to the people. I'm going to reach out again today and see the house is vacant. It's on a lockbox. I'm going to send one of them out there to go and take a look at it and hear, what they'd be willing to pay for it. And if I can negotiate below that price point, I'll shoot an offer like $30,000 below, and start the negotiations there, and see what I can negotiate for an assignment.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to know.
Yeah, man, great question.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Nobody else have any questions? Can we drop a happy Matt in the chat? Drop some fidget spinners in the chat, y'all.
Jesus. Yo, they trying to get this seller, son. They trying to put him. Matt lost a 30 first PPC lead.
I saw that.
Hopefully.
What's going on here, Matt? Talk to us. What's going on? You said $35,000 assignment was lost.
Buyer, and we hope it's not a loss. We hope we can get it back. Buyer went to walk the property this morning. From what this is from what Matt said to, because we just got off a group call. He said that buyer went to go check it out from this morning at around 9 a.m. He was talking to the seller for a little bit. They had a nice conversation, and then the seller asked the buyer, he was like, "What do you think 85K works?" Right? Supposedly the son heard $85,000 and lost his shit on the spot. Argued with the buyer. The son heard 85K from the seller, from his dad, and lost his marbles on the spot.
What about the assignment?
No, it was about the purchase price. So the purchase price was $85,000 because that's
Right.
where we were gonna get it from. And then his son supposedly hadn't been talking to him at all. And when the seller asked the buyer, "Does 85K work for you?" His son overheard that and lost his shit on the spot.
Right. So he was upset about the assignment.
He was upset about the assignment, about that 85K. Yep.
Well, fuck that buyer. He's not somebody you want to deal with anyway.
No, not the buyer, the seller.
No, John, you're confused. It's the seller's son learned about the purchase price of the property, if I'm getting this right, and didn't like the purchase price that his father is selling the property for.
Yeah. So the seller's son.
So he has some type of financial interest here.
Yeah, the seller's son, and I think it was John or AB's buyer, one of the two, were going back and forth
How were they on the phone together? Like, how did they have access to each other? That's what I'm confused about.
I'm not too sure, but I think AB's buyer went out to walk the property this morning at 9 a.m.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah, I think AB's buyer went to go walk the property. The buyer stayed for a little bit longer and was talking to the dad, who's the seller, and the son of the seller overheard the 85K and
No.
lost his shit on the spot. And
That's
then
why you gotta tell him, man. That's why you
check it
gotta.
out and leave. Do what you got to do and leave. And then he texted Matt saying, "I'm not going to sell my house," and then just hasn't responded at all.
Memo.
That's what I said. I said, file a memo.
You have earnest deposit and everything?
No.
Yeah, deposit that ASAP and file. He will sell eventually, bro. When he does decide whether that's listing it on the market or whatever, and they pull title, he's gonna have to settle with you, and you'll make your money. I wouldn't bother with a memo for anything less than like 30 grand, but like if it's really 30 grand.
Well, it was a 37,000 assignment. Yeah, for sure. It was a 37K assignment.
Yeah, dude, file the memo. I wouldn't
Buyer
wait on
fucked
that
up.
either. If it's 5K,
Yeah.
10K, you know, it is what it is. There's another phone call waiting. But
Yeah,
if it's
that
over,
buyer, that buyer fucked up though. I wouldn't
Matt
sell
said the
him.
same.
too.
Matt
Yeah,
said the same
I wouldn't
thing.
sell. I
Matt
wouldn't
said, "I
sell
don't know
him. I
why."
wouldn't sell him another deal.
Matt was like, "I don't know why the buyer stayed to talk to the seller for that long. He should have just did his due diligence and left."
But if this was an issue where it could have potentially been blown up later on and maybe been an even bigger issue, I mean, it sounds like the son has too much authority here to begin with. The son might have found out later on, though, Andy. He might have found out later on when they were maybe a week out from closing, then that'd be worse.
True.
So, I mean, I think,
Hopefully we can save the deal, right?
yeah.
Hopefully we can save the deal. I mean, we had 2 assigned yesterday. We were about to, this was going to be our first PPC cash lead. So, hopefully we can assign that deal, get everybody back on board. Because
Here's the bottom line: the son has no authority here.
what if the son? That's what makes me think, like, if the son's bugging out that much, that some of that profit might have been going to him. Who knows for what? But the fact that the son tweaked out and the dad cut the deal instantly, I feel like the son. I think somebody put it in the chat. What's the son's involvement in this? Or somebody said it.
Is he living at the house?
I'm not too sure. Matt, is he living at the house?
Where is Matt, ladies and gentlemen? Is he on a sales call? Is he locking up another deal? Drop some happy Matts in the chat.
He's in the golf cart right now.
He's spinning the fidget.
He had to take a drive in the golf cart after that one.
I think Matt just locked up another deal.
Back with a vengeance.
Matt, did you peep the CRM? Christopher Schultz said send it over and he'll sign it. Crazy.
Matt. Yeah, I mean, they should have at least maybe just tried to appease and say, hey, listen, what's a price that we can get this done at? I mean, what's a price? Is there a number?
Right, Matt's fidget spinner is going crazy on his finger. When he got that text this morning, he couldn't stop spinning it. Good news. That's what we love to hear, AB. That's what we. Yo, AB and these dog gifts be making me laugh, bro. I'm gonna get you online. Other than that, what you two got planned today, Dan, John?
Submitting more offers, signing more contracts.
Hey, another beautiful day, right?
Yep. I don't know about you
Where you at
all.
right?
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, where you at right now in South America?
That's the hot question, huh? Right now I'm in Argentina. I'm getting ready to go back to the States here soon. And hopefully host a mastermind.
Not bad, not bad.
What I want
Argentina's
to
a
do is I
beautiful.
want to drop in on a couple people that already have stuff going on. And I want to rep REI Rev there.
Are we on board with that meet and greet?
Nothing is set in stone yet. You know, we don't have a venue or anything like that, but you know, I was just kind of gauging interest from the community, see if anybody wanted to go and meet up. But yeah, I'm down.
I feel like that's gonna be really, really, really fun. You know, everybody linking up, finally getting to meet you in person, John, me and Dan, all the big names. You know, it'll be a fun. I feel like that's gonna be a really fun meet and greet. Um, just meeting so many people from the REI. It would be so tough, man. So tough.
It'll happen.
We'll get it done. Figure it out.
I'll be able to close some deals before then. You know, I have some money in my pocket, be able to go. You know, finally.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's wrap this up. Like Andre says, time to hit the phones. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the #1 most valuable real estate community in existence. If you haven't already, please consider inviting somebody you think would benefit from being in proximity with us. Send them that link, discord.gg/REIRev or reirev.com. Guys, we hit over 60 people in the audience today. Really take advantage of the opportunity that's in front of you. There are multiple channels for you to get active in. You can talk it up in the clubhouse and you can get to work in the workplace. You can really leverage the community, really leverage the connections you can make here. There are tons of ways to make money, tons of deals to get paid on. Thank you all so much for joining us.
Oh wait,
and we will
I just want
you.
to say real quick, John, before we end, just so people are aware. I will not be there today at 3:00, and I won't be there Thursday or Friday either because I'm leaving tonight to fly out on a trip. But I do want to let you all know that we did get one of those contracts signed and delivered, and it hit my inbox this morning. So so we are now one contract up again in the challenge. So that is being worked on in the back end. It will be continue to be worked on, you know, Thursday and Friday. I'll give you all an update on Monday. So therefore, I just want to let you guys know that no, Sebastian, that's still happening. That'll still happen Friday. So we're still on for that Friday. So you better be there. I'm counting on you. I'm counting on you, Sebastian. I'm counting on you. Yeah, I won't be doing the show today, tomorrow, or Friday, but I'll be back ready to roll on Monday, and I'll give you guys an update of what's going on with the property. But appreciate you all. All right. That's all. Just want to let everybody know.
Congratulations on getting that property locked up on our contract, and make
Thank
sure
you.
to send us a
Great things.
flight picture on the PJ. Let us know.
I see. I see great things. I'm flying Delta right now. Still flying Delta right now. Maybe in a couple years, but still flying Delta for right now.
Alrighty. Take care, everybody. Let's hit the phones.
Bye, guys.